My husband, and he taxed me.
Okay, it might have been. I saw a picture of my big boy. And it was the game. And he said, no, because that's all I want. Something
One of your boys
Next week is the week that I get back. I'm leaving town tomorrow and I'll be gone. But the next week, when I get back.
Very excited.
Maybe if I had to check in front of me.
So, once I get back, it's like normal fees, no travel, no holidays.
I don't even know, it's not my family on that.
Thank you for right before Thanksgiving. I'm ready for a little. I could use some snow days. If I could get snowed in. Hey.
Get text to not show in your email. To not show his.
Good to see you. Still haven't got anything yet. Still haven't got anything yet. I was going to check this morning, but I haven't had a chance to. Everybody doing their interview credits and Okay, we'll get you out of here. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to 2016. Write that on all your checks, 2016. Your contracts, 2016. Unless you use DocuSign, then it should be normal. Anyway, welcome to 2016, and thanks for coming in this morning. We are going to probably have I'd say about a 45-minute meeting. We're going to talk about a couple contract changes and things like that. We're going to get everything started, and we'll have Carolyn come up and talk real quick.
Thank you. Good morning. Happy 2016 to everybody. I really don't have that much today. It's been fast and furious for the last 45 days since right before Thanksgiving. So I was just telling a couple folks I'm looking forward to kind of some normalcy over the next few months. We ended the year great. There's no big changes at the first of the year. I think we went through all those in October with TRID. I'm happy to say we haven't missed a closing date yet because of TRID, which is nice. So just if we can help you in any way, please let us know. And does anybody have any questions for me?
I do.
Okay.
What do you expect the interest rate to do now that the Fed bumped it up a quarter point?
Well, it was interesting because I think some people thought that they were going to bump it up more. And so when they very first bumped it up, the market had kind of already anticipated it and had bumped rates a little. So when they actually made the change, because it wasn't as dramatic as some people thought, rates actually kind of came down a little bit. It's still very volatile. I mean, we have some really good days in the market and we have some really bad days in the market. But right now we're still trending on all programs pretty much between 4 and 4.5, depending on credit score and down payment. And that is still a phenomenal rate. And that's on 30-year fixed. The 15-year is running about, I would say 3.5 to 3.75, depending on credit score. So, and we're closing all of our loans in less than 30 days. So
Yeah, that's one thing that I think we're having a lot of buyers ask us is with the Fed changing things, what are they going to do with rates and what are we expecting for 2016?
I think that we're going to see them continue to gradually go up. I think the market is just headed in that direction and the economy is headed in that direction. And that's actually a good thing for us because it means our property values are still going up. Our 401ks hopefully will start making some money or more money because it's been a little rough even with the market performing well. Our investments will be better. So, you know, we want them to go up a little bit. I mean, ideally, if we could keep them, you know, below 5, it would be great. But even if they got to 5.25 or 5.5, would that really be a terrible thing? No. We just don't want to see 7 and 8 again if we can keep from it. And I don't think we're anywhere near that happening.
No, I remember those times.
Yeah, I think the most we might see over 2016 would be 4.75, 4.875. We might get to a 5, but I don't even know if we'll hit 5 in 2016.
Okay. All right.
So, all right, thanks you guys.
Thank you.
Have a great meeting.
Next, Victoria. She sounds lovely today.
You rock it with that voice.
You need to have a microphone for you.
This is my raspy, sexy voice, I guess. Okay, good morning. How is everybody?
Good.
Victoria Dela Cruz with Carlisle Title. As everybody knows, now Deanna is over with us, so we are all set. Wayne, I'm going to get a Nerf gun for the next meeting. Anyway, if you need a calendar, they are TRID dated. How smart is that? So we do have those for you, and then if you need transaction folders, I have those as well. A new TRID information sheet just came out that our attorney is reviewing. I'm going to forward it to Chris to forward to you guys because I know there's still a little bit of concern about being able to share the consumer's information with their realtor partner. Make sure you are advising your client to share that information when it's sent. I know we are taking a little more conservative approach on it, but the new TILA information that just literally came to my phone this morning is stating escrow officers are making a decision on their own to send that. They're not abiding by all their company's policies, and in 2016, again, CFPB is not a government-funded entity, meaning they are funded by fines. And what we're seeing and what our attorney, Jamie Walk, is seeing, and he sits on a board with the Republican attorney, the extra fair, all of them. Eventually what's going to happen is those companies getting fined because somebody's making their own personal decision, they're going to drop that down to that individual, which could put somebody out of business. So if you have any questions or concerns on it, please let us know. There are other things that we can do to try to help if you need something, but just reach out and communicate to us. We definitely don't want anybody upset or somebody leaving and not utilizing our services because we're being too conservative. It's a protection for everybody because we all know there's that one person who's gonna come back and say, oh, by the way, I never said that. And then we've distributed information. I do want to do a quick shout out to Tina and her team. When those tornadoes hit, I was texting her at like, I don't even know what time, going, I need your truck, I need your truck. But we did a huge relief effort for that. And we are now a water donation site at our office. So if anybody's interested or you have extra water, they still are taking that stuff and we're taking it and delivering it to the Red Cross. But I do want to let you guys know that. And if there's anybody was anybody in this office affected?
Tony was a little bit.
Yeah, and I talked to Tony as well. I think you were the first person I texted.
Yeah.
I knew out there. So anyway, thank you so much for your business in 2015. We really appreciate it. 2016 is going to be huge. We value the opportunity to continue to work with you. We have a lot of programs in place that we would love to talk about. Our new Core Fact is up and running if you're interested in that. Let us know. I'll be doing my normal calls, and we will be doing our client appreciation in the first quarter of 2016. That way, everybody's all done with all 2015 when we start out fresh for the new year. Any questions? Complaints? Happy thoughts? Wow, okay, well, you guys have a fantastic week. And if you need transaction folders, please let me know, or if you'd like a calendar, I am gonna take some out too.
Can you leave some of those transaction folders in the resource room?
I sure can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, speaking of fines, while CFPB is funded through fines, I bet most of you didn't know that TREC is also funded through fines. That is, they turned that over about 3 years ago when the state wanted to take them over. TREC went to the state Congress and said, hey, why don't we do it this way instead, and y'all stay out of our business. So you may have seen fines go up quite a bit. So I actually called a realtor last night who posted something on Facebook. He had a nice big sign that he was so proud of and said, here's my name, here's Realty, big letters, and here's his little brokerage down here. And I called him up and I said, well, I texted him and I said, hey, can you call me real quick? I'm not trying to recruit you. I just, can you call me? Can you have a second? He said, sure, here's my number, call me. So I called him and I said, hey, I'm just trying to help you out. Don't want you to get in trouble. We had an agent get fined for this. So you may want to take your picture down because there's a guy who is going around trolling Facebook and filing anonymous complaints with TREC on non-compliance. So what does compliance mean? It means you cannot promote yourself as a realty company unless you own a realty company. He's been in business for 2 years. He's not a broker, and his little brokerage thing was down here. I said, TREC looks for the name being the same size as the brokerage name. So you can't misconstrue to the public, and that's what they're going to be looking for. So you may want to take your Facebook post down, just trying to help you out. He goes, why am I out of compliance? I explained it to him. He goes, thank you. He goes, I'll take it down. I didn't have any idea. So just to let you know. Anyway, anybody have any questions on that? Cool. Y'all are easy today, so quiet. Amy, do you have anything today?
I got some good stuff for y'all.
Sweet.
Okay, first of all, I emailed you the claims report for the year. In total, in 2015, HWA paid out $69,492.82 in claims for this office.
Sweet.
And they're all those numbers associated to all your accounts, all your orders. That's why it's so important. With Carlisle Title, I don't have to worry about it. With some of the other ones that y'all use here in McKinney as well. If Title is ordering your orders, make sure you copy me. Tony, you did perfect. We just had one this week where a title person entered her order, but it was under the title person's name. It's really important for this office, for our agreement, and for claims, because I favor so many things for you guys that other agents don't get simply because of your volume. This office gives me 10 paid orders a month, which really supports my livelihood. So thank you guys. And it all ties back into So we move that order over to Tony's Realtor account, and then if that person has a claim and for marketing, it all centralizes back here. Okay, couple things about HWA and Direct Energy this year. So I think I've told y'all before, we're now owned by Direct Energy. They're one of the top 5 energy providers actually in the world. And so my job has become really corporate. And so the Direct Energy company is all about the homeowner. We used to be, back in the day, all about the realtors at HWA. We always catered to the realtors. Well, now we cater to the homeowners. And what your people are gonna start seeing is, if you have Direct Energy electricity, they're gonna get major rates, discounts. Like friends and families, like 8.4 cents a minute or kilowatt hour or whatever. And HWA and Direct Energy consumers, they get it for like 7 cents. So they're gonna get renewal discounts. It's becoming about whole home services. So we're adding sewer line coverage. So for those old properties that have the old pipes from the front yard or the backyard out to the city line, they could pay like $14 a month and it covers $20,000. It covers all the expense to trench from the house, because that's the major expense. They're gonna start seeing home maintenance plans, more like a Joplin's or a Berkey's, the big plans that are like $15 a month. And then if your air conditioning and furnace goes out, it's not just a tune-up. The warranty will take over and cover for parts, or if you need replacement and you're not to the point where warranty can do it, then it's one of those service plans that they'll give you a major discount off of the equipment, and you get better equipment too. So it's really going to become about the homeowners big time out here for us. So yeah, I'm still here. We're going to talk more about continuing your sellers coverage, because that was working really well for y'all. Y'all were getting claims paid for sellers. So we'll talk about getting that going again. And yes, ma'am.
I have a question. When does someone buy a home warranty if they purchase a new house? At what year?
Okay, depending on the builder, right? Y'all have really good builders here in McKinney, Prosper, Salina, so it's kind of not applicable to you. But typically, you would buy it in years. My recommendation is years like 6 to 7.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But if you have a lesser end builder, we do have a home warranty product that starts on day 366. So you buy it this year at closing. It starts next year when all the 1-year appliance warranties fall off, and it covers 2 years for the price of 1.
Do you recommend that?
No, not in Collin County, because we don't have KB and Choice Homes anymore.
Yeah.
That's the only time I recommended it was back in the day.
A lot of the builders like Highland, Darling, they'll give basically 2-year coverage nowadays. They've gone from 1 year to 2-year coverage, from front door to back door. So they cover everything. And typically the appliances, HVAC,
It
water
already has
heaters,
manufacturer's
they
warranty.
have manufacturer's warranty on there.
Yeah.
And typically the only thing that you'll pay for there is maybe the labor. You don't even pay for the parts.
And that's where home warranty does pick up. If the manufacturer provides the new parts, we'll pay all the rest of the hours of labor for $75.
But you're talking labor being $100, $150 for an hour to come out. I had somebody come out and fix an HVAC, and it cost me $150.
Well, we get that question a lot when people are closing.
I typically recommend after year 5.
After year 5, yeah, totally.
Amy said.
So y'all are just rating your contracts with dollar amounts. You're gonna see, I'm just telling you now, air conditioners are gonna be hard this year. We're phasing out the R22 equipment, and the warranty industry is obligated. If we can keep it R22 and Freon, we do. So you're gonna have a lot of homeowners lashing out that they want a whole new system. There's still R22 available. It's more expensive, and we are going to repair before replace. We are literally, and we are at the end of the hurricane before the calm hits, and we have nothing left but Freon or R410A equipment. Are y'all with me? We're going through the phase out. It's gonna suck, I'm telling you now. So, but we'll make it through it. So thank you guys for your listening.
Before it's phased out completely, like, what do you think?
As
Whatever's left?
soon as there's no more 3-ton Freon units for air conditioner guys to go and get,
Yeah.
they're still available.
I probably think you're looking at 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a phase. All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, Amy. New agent, Don. What's the last name? Snekvik. I'll let you pronounce it. Don Snekvik joining Angus's team. He is at Collin County this morning, taking his MLS classes. So we'll welcome Don to the office. He's been around a couple of times, I think, and so some of y'all may have already met him. All right, a little bit on contract time. The new information on brokerage services that was supposed to go in February has already started. So if you've already gone into the zip forms and already pulled up an IABS, they have already started. It's a little different. I do not have to sign them. It says broker signature. It does not require the broker signature, just your signature. So don't send me every IABS to sign. It's not required, okay? So anyway, that. Also, I posted this morning on the internet page regarding the changes to the contracts and to the third-party financing. It's a great summation of the changes that were done. So I'm not gonna go into everything there. The biggest thing that I can tell you on that was paragraphs 3 and 4 of the contract and the option period. Option period ends at 5 p.m. now. So that was a great relief. Not in the morning, 11:59 and all this jazz. All right, a little bit of situation time. Some of you people copy me on stuff and you think that I don't pay attention, but I do. Seller's disclosure. On seller's disclosure, it's a great form. There's lots of stuff to fill out there, but if a seller fills it out either correctly or incorrectly and doesn't fulfill a portion of that seller's disclosure, then it's going to come back on the seller or possibly you. Something really cheap to fix. Garage door openers. Did you know what I was calling about?
Yes.
Garage door openers. If your seller puts on there that there are 2 garage door openers and they turn in 1 to closing, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a phone call going, where's the other garage door opener? And if the seller goes, well, I was talking about the one that's on my car and I just push the button on my rear view mirror and it opens up. Well, that's not a garage door opener. But the buyer thinks that there was 2 garage door openers. So guess what they're going to want? Another garage door opener. It's $20, people. You know, either go get a garage door opener or tell your seller, look, don't get a garage door opener and get this guy gone, you know, but take care of it. But anyway, just make sure whenever they fill out the seller disclosure, just look it over real quick and just ask them, do you have 2 garage door openers? I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing here. What's that?
Handheld.
Handheld garage door opener. Handheld. But just make sure that they have those in place and they do turn them in. I have a sheet that I turn in, that I give to my sellers about a week before closing. Say, here's what we're gonna need to do before we go to closing. Make sure you have this in place. Make sure you bring these items to the closing table. Okay, any questions there?
So how long do I give him to turn those garage door openers over?
Well, you call him and if he doesn't return your call, you let me know and I call the broker and say, look, go buy a garage door opener at Home Depot. Okay. All right. A little bit of news you can use. Did you know you had access to free virtual tours through Netris? Property Panorama, all you have to do is once you do your listing and input in your photos, Property Panorama automatically creates you a link for your virtual tours. I use a company called Tour Factory because it gives me reports. Property Panorama does not do that, but it does a nice virtual tour. So take that link, upload it, use it, it's free. Okay. All right, a little bit of the housing market overview from this past year. As you can see, December, McKinney, average sales price, 301. We had a 9% appreciation in McKinney. Briscoe, average sales price, 400K. I mean, it was right at 400. 8.8% appreciation year to date. Allen, 325, 8.7 appreciation year to date. So typically in our area, I will say Salina actually went down in sales price. Started to prosper. Yeah, so you can see more of these numbers. Go to Netris Trends, put in your information. It's very simple. If you need help with Netris Trends, let me know. It is pretty simple to use, and it's great information for your sellers or your buyers who are kind of curious on what's happening with the market or has happened. What do we think is going to happen in 2016? So I will say probably consensus that I've heard is that we saw a slowdown about mid-November on sales. Is that pretty true? Except for some of you. Yeah, we saw a little bit of a slowdown in numbers. I will say we did finish pretty strong in December though. In actual closings, we had, I think, 54 total in November. I think we ended with 52 in December. Now, listings are down right now. I'm anticipating those going up. The reason why is I think a lot of sellers are feeling a little bit of pressure to sell. And so I think we're going to see more listings come onto the market. I'm seeing much more new construction between here and Frisco. If you go out El Dorado or Rock Hill, any of those areas, you'll see ground being moved. So I think we're going to see a lot more new construction come into the area too. So Prosper is really booming right now. And I know that there's a new development, Hillwood just is going to be putting in Salina of, I think, 1,100 homes. So that whole area is, once they get the infrastructure in and maybe get, I actually read an article this morning that one of the problems that new home builders are having is that permits are not being issued. Okay. Basically, the city either can't keep up or does not want to keep up with mid-level housing right now. They don't want the mid-level housing numbers. They'd rather have the upper-level housing. So that's one of the issues the cities are having. Salina has one building inspector. One. Don't make Paul mad. I have done that. It is not good. All right. All right, class schedule. These are some of the classes that we have coming up. Tomorrow, we have Real Estate Perspective and Mortgage 101, really set up for you new agents, telling you what the real estate business really is, about prospecting, about where the business actually comes from, where to get the business from. January 12th, MCE credit. You're out, but you're safe. Victoria, Jamie's teaching that class, correct?
Yes, and he'll be answering any other legal questions.
Okay. Is there a cost on that class? I don't remember.
I'll let you know, I think it's
$10 for an MCE credit. Really, it's a good class. I chose that class really because a lot of people want to know how to get out of a contract, where the outs are, and this teaches you where all the outs of a contract are, how to get your buyer out of a contract safely, and then be safe. Contracts, addenda, and inspections. Really, again, these are set up for the new agents, teaching you guys how to write a contract, what these paragraphs mean, what the addenda mean, and what an inspection looks like, the important parts of the inspection, and how to actually basically tell your buyer, this is what's going on in your inspection. This is what this means, and go through what an actual good inspection looks like and a bad inspection looks like. Negotiations 101. Talking to you guys about how to negotiate with the other party, whether you have the seller or the buyer, what you can say, what you cannot say. There's no such thing as fluff when you're negotiating. If you fluff, you're going to cause a problem. So we'll talk about negotiations. And then accountability session 101. We'll do that 1 to 4. We'll do it typically in 30-minute sessions. What are you doing?
Just making a note.
Okay. Accountability session. Basically, they're about 30-minute sessions. We want to talk about your business, what's going right, what's going wrong, what you need help at, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you. You can handle it, come talk to me. All right. Next.
I have a question. Are you teaching the contract addenda and inspection
Yes.
class? Will you please show a good inspection about in the winter when the inspectors, now we've got a thing where like back in the day, the inspectors used to say, okay, it's too cold, but I at least looked at the interior piece of equipment or whatever.
Right.
And now inspectors say, I didn't look at it at all.
Right.
Right? And for warranty, we don't cover it if they fired up in April and the inspector said it was in June or in January and they didn't look at it at all.
Well, same thing with heaters. They'll fire, yeah, they won't do a heater in July.
Right.
And so when you turn it on in December and there's a cracked element or something, they just kind of go, oh, sorry.
We didn't look at it at all.
We didn't look at it at all.
Yeah, and if they'll at least take a picture,
Yeah.
we'll cover it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, any questions on there? All right, announcements, new listings and price changes. I know there's lots of new listings coming up. We've got new listings.
I got one
Thanks for bringing
today,
that.
first day on the market, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, brick, 2007 house, in Princeton, of course, 169. And speaking of price increases, Princeton's up 21% over last year.
Yeah.
It's a great place to live. I live there.
Well, you know,
If you can't afford McKinney and you can't find a McKinney, Princeton's a fun place to go.
I always tell people as they start looking at numbers and you see national numbers and all that stuff, don't worry about national numbers. They mean absolutely nothing. Markets are all neighborhood driven. So look at the areas, look at the cities, look at the neighborhoods. They're all basically microcosm. So don't worry about national numbers. All right. Anything else? Who's got new listings, price changes? Yes.
Listing in Prosper in Saddle Creek. for
Circle J?
39, yes.
Good neighbors.
Awesome neighbors. Yeah, so it should be ready Saturday.
459
4:59,
square footage
38,750.
or 3.5,
443.
4.4. Anything else?
I'm gonna need
Need, what you need?
cost for 250 to 300.
Is that
I'm trying to help a single mom.
Maybe a mobile home park.
3-2. It's possible.
Glenbrook.
One story.
Glenbrook.
Yeah, but that's not Prosper ISD.
Prosper ISD.
There's that, yeah.
Just let you know, if you find it, I got a buyer.
Downtown Prosper. All right, awards for 2015. We just finalized everything. I want to say everybody, y'all had a fantastic year. I'm really proud of this office. Y'all did over 700 transactions
So awesome.
for 45. Yeah, give yourself a hand. For 45 agents in this office, it's about 15.6 transactions per agent and about $111,000, give or take a few dollars, in average commission per agent. So y'all had a fantastic year. Really proud. You know, I always tell people we are not an agent count driven office. I don't care about agent count. I really don't care about market share. I care about agent production. And y'all's agent production was fantastic. Okay, any questions? All right, monthly awards. Everybody always looks forward to these. And I'm so glad she's here this morning. Most sales in December, Maureen Tedesco.
How many was it?
5. And she tied with Georgia Anderson with 5. Most team sales for December, North Texas Real Estate Group with 13. Most listings, Doug, Amy, Vicki, and Kathy. And of course, most team listings, North Texas Real Estate Group, 3. Are you slacking? Highest sale in individual, Deb Shanks, 575. See? Nice.
You can. One time only?
One time only. You did it today. Most team sale, December, highest team sale. Metro Team, 450. I just read what's put on the page. I'm like one of those teleprompters. I'm like Anchorman. You just put it on the teleprompter and I read it.
That one that was supposed to close in October finally closed in December. It was hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it closed. It didn't fund. Lowest sale for December, individual, Doug Sassone, 131. Lowest team sale for December. Y'all two don't go fighting over these things, okay? I mean, he's all anxious over here and he's pulling his thumbs. North Texas Real Estate Group, 80,000.
Do you remember like 3 years ago when the low was like 30,000?
Yeah.
Right? You haven't really sold a low one. That's not that low.
Well, we had one last month that was 18,000. I think it was a lot.
Yeah.
That's what that was me.
Really.
And I didn't get that. Just second.
Highest sales volume, Maureen Tedesco, 1.7 million. Highest team sales volume, North Texas Real Estate Group, $3 million. I want to say I am super proud of their group. They closed over 27 million in volume last year. So they did fantastic. Good job. Where did it go? Highest listing volume for December, Kathy Morrison. And highest team listing volume, Joe Blaze. All right, Prestige. I have these broken down really into 2 people. Most team sales, Martine. Most team listings, Martine. Okay, everything is the MAR team because there's only one team out there. The MAR team won everything. And highest listing volume, Sue Riley, 685.
Oh, I just said, oh, she moved up there.
Yeah, she's been up there. Highest sales volume, Sue Riley, 609. Lowest sales, Sue Riley. Highest sales, Sue Riley. Most sales, Sue Riley. And most listings, Sue Riley. So, that's all I have. Anybody have any questions? I told you I'd get y'all out of here in a pretty good time. All right. Well, that's all I have. Remember, every day's a new beginning. Stay away from what might have been and look what can be. Y'all have a great day.
Awesome.
Yes,
Hey, Chris, I wanted to apologize for being absent yesterday. Yesterday was a, mandatory thing, and